What is up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza. We are excited to have you here. We've got a monster card. I mean, kind of. It's whatever's left of it. But we're watching the prelims for UFC 260. I'm glad to have you. I hope you're glad to have me. You really don't get a choice. I mean, you could go other places, but it just seems stupid. So we do a little bit of a fight companion. We grab a beer. We cheers along to those fighters who get finishes within regulation. We say hello to the many people who tune in and want to talk fights. So grab a beer, cheers along with us, and have some fun. And more importantly, we're just excited to be around because tonight they are going to figure out who the baddest man in the world is. They keep saying that. So I guess we need to just keep echoing it. I'm not really sure how that works. But yes, they will be coming up with our next fight. We're going into our third prelim fight in just a second. I'll narrate that for you guys. In a few minutes, we'll hear from our good friend, Dan Hubler. I'm going to go ahead and send him a note and let him know that we are going strong right now. My apologies on being late, but I have good reason. Would you like to know the reasons? Not only was I training this morning, but I also happened to find out that good friend of the show, Brady Huang, ended up winning a massive tournament out over in our friends up north, and it was a hell of a show. So the PNW Invitational, gotta send some love to my good friend Brady Huang. Just a monster of a training partner. Could not be happier for him. I was watching it on my my phone as I was driving, which I wouldn't recommend doing, but I was mostly listening to it like a very good California driver. And, just even hearing it seemed to make my my blood pressure rise. So could not be happier. Brady is also a pro fighter. I believe he's like 11-3 or 11-2, somewhere in that region. Dude's a beast. Just one of my really good friends, and above all, just a really nice, good human being. So could not be happier for that guy. Was super stoked to see that was something that was happening, I guess, as we were going. So right now, Herzog is giving the nods to both gents, and it looks like we are about to get underway. I thank you all for being here. We sent the note over to our friend Dan Hubler, so I wouldn't be surprised if we hear from him in a little bit. But in the cage right now, we have a fight that we will narrate for you. It is Modestas Boscas versus Michael Olkisiljic. Now, I know you might be saying you might not have pronounced that right, and you would probably be correct. But these gents are going very incredibly hard. And what makes the names a little bit difficult to go on this one is their first names are Modestas and Michael. So Michael and Modestas are how we're going to be referring to them. And if we need to give you some clarification, you've got one Michael, who is coming off in the black trunks. And then you've got Modestas in the green trunks. So hopefully that should help you figure things out. Anyway, that's what we got going on. I hope that you guys are having a pleasant evening. Talk to me in the comments section. Would love to hear what you guys are thinking and feeling and saying. And look over here. It says, Ballistic Bread said, let's go. Jordan Jitsu said, so glad. I see a note from Joffrey. It says, hello, Raph. Have a great day. Christopher James Velez, you're not late. I'm late. I had to go train. You know, Raph doesn't always get to train, but I had one of those marathon sessions where you don't put on a clock and you just roll forever. And before you know it, Whoop tells me we've been training for over 2 hours. So just saying that, wait a minute, did I just see this? You just got promoted to brown belt? Dude, you have reason to be late. I'm just beating up somebody for 2 hours. You got promoted. Hey, Christopher James Velez, I want to send you a big congratulations. You are one of our favorite people on the show. You promote us, whether we're good or quasi-good. I won't say bad because I've heard other shows. And I just want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you, man. And big congrats to you. Brown belt, nothing to scoff at. Just one more promotion, man. And then the whole black belt journey and blah, blah, blah. Life is a destination. That whole bullshit. I just love when people go, now that I've gotten my black belt, I'm on a whole new journey. And you go, oh, okay. Right. Got it. I forgot you have your gi in your bag and you obviously go challenge people every single week. But let's talk about what we're seeing in front of us. Bacchus is starting to tee off on this Olejic, and Olejic is trying to come back into life. Bacchus really landed a right hand, and he's been following it up nicely, consistently all the way through. And at this point, they play this weird game of mercy where they're just kind of like trying to crunch the hands rather than doing anything where you're really like noticing it off. I've heard that some fighters will tell you to kind of pull down the hand so that you can bring in for an elbow or potentially kind of get off a good jab or a hook. So it's not above the realm of possibility to see that sort of stuff happen. It's just when you see them extending that game of mercy, that is where it almost gets into WWE BJJ rules. Beer of today, of course, is going to be Enegren. It is a brewing company, high street, Vienna style, Jaeger, or a lager, depending on how you want to say it. I cannot get over saying it like Jaeger, but that's just what I do. But a lager, it's pretty good. I enjoy it. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking of this fight. Tell me in the comment section. So far, I'd have to say Bacchus is looking pretty solid. It's been a very interesting week in terms of getting these fights together. The UFC started, I think, with only like 10 fights. And that's one of the first times you've seen them start with so few fights. They actually had their start time at 4:30. So, Christopher, you weren't even that late, all things considered. And I'd like to say that we felt really bad that we were starting late today. And then I just kind of got over it, you know? Like, I needed to train, y'all. When I say I'm rusty, one of my buddies ended up hitting me with a knee guard that I was like, I'm just too tired to stop this. Like, you did good and props to you, but I'm just tapping because I'm really bored at this point. So, anyway. Yeah, it's been a great day so far. Been super stoked about that. 37 seconds left to go in round number 1. And the nice part is we're seeing both of these gents get a couple moments to shine. Obviously, we've mentioned for Bacchus, seeing what he's been doing thus far in. Bacchus has been 17 of 52 on his strikes, while his opponent has only been 12 for 32. But when you look at that, that's actually not that far off. It just means that Bacchus has had most of his shots deflected, or they are not considered that accurate. So good to note. You know what? I favorited that one. I wonder if I can I pin that comment? Christopher James Velez? Tell me in the comment section. I don't know. I want to make sure people come in and give you your due props. I will say this about the beer that I'm drinking right now. There is not really anything substantially that is making me super like or dislike this beer. Like, if you thought and you looked at the description and said, Vienna style, I wonder what that will taste like. Probably pretty level. That's exactly what you're getting. So, all right. Good to know. Anyway, friends, tell me who you thought won that first round. I'm just going to imagine you're in the same region as I am. I'm not going to pretend like we saw anything too out of the blue on this one. But if you guys want to make a case for lower accuracy being a problem, I'm all yours for that today. I'm all for your nonsense today, friends, because we have a lot to do. There's still a main card that's going to happen that, to the best of my knowledge, knock on wood, we still have 5 fights on that one. You know, stranger things have happened. We've seen people like not make their way out. Ooh, nice elbow there. Good work, sir. Jesus. You know, I've been working striking a lot more, and when I do work that, my instructor tells me, it's like, dude, throw some elbows, see how you feel. And I go, I don't want to. And he goes, why, man? And I realize I'm talking to a fighter, and that is their life, so that they can't really imagine why you wouldn't want to. And all I'm thinking about is, I have no purpose for this. I don't really see myself hitting people with elbows anytime soon. And more importantly, like, dude, if I'm not fighting, what's the point of doing this? So, no, I don't need to. And I am very much the person who, when I start to learn something, if I don't have control of it, I don't tend to do it. And the dude's looking at me like, dude, I'm a fighter. You're not going to hurt me. And I'm like, I don't think I would purposely hurt you. I think I'd, like, accidentally do something dumb and, like, pratfall on you after elbowing you. And then that would make your leg hurt. Or I don't know, dude. I think there's always something dumb that I would do. Either way, I've got some news. I want to remind you guys, tomorrow we are actually going to do another fight companion. Ooh, nice shot to the breadbasket there by Ojijik. So let's phonetically put this one out. Oli, Casey, Jizik. Right? Oli, Casey, Jizik. So if I just... Ooh! That's a nice little moxie there from Oli Jizik. That's close, right? If you just stick the landing on that, nobody's really going to give you shit. You could just say, it's Oli Jizik. Are you not familiar with his fighting style? Dude is amazing. Oli Jizik is just... He is a guy who fights in the UFC. I think that's the one thing that would probably really hinder me from ever getting the call to be a broadcaster and do John Anik's job, because you would hardcore see me commit when I didn't know how to pronounce their names. And I know he does a lot of studying, and I know that would be something I would do. But I know my tendencies to sometimes go, here's a good effort, dude. Lujic is actually looking much better in this round. He's connected a few times. And I like, again, every time we do these things, I'm just more and more encouraged by the more I hear DC talk that we do this instead. This feels like a way better investment of my time. Talking to you, talking with friends, actually enjoying ourselves, as opposed to hearing DC just mutter through whatever nonsense he is talking about. Yes, he has been working this left hand very nicely. Nice block there by Bacchus. Or Bukakis. Now I understand how to pronounce his name. And I understand why I wasn't trying to pronounce his name a certain way. Because it sounds like Bukaki, but instead it's Bukakis. And I'm just trying to get out of the probability of saying Bukaki on air. I mean, I think I have my reasons. Just going to point that out. Minute 30 left to go. Nice over the top there by Bacchus. Or Bukakis. God, it's still real. Like, my brain does not want to do it. It's literally my brain is in a fight with the rest of my mouth. And they just do not want to get along. I mean, they are tired and I feel their pain. This has been a pretty good fight thus far in. I mean, business picked up in the second round. Starting to see some good fight back over here. There's probably going to be a pretty solid clinch coming up, just the way that... Ooh, that elbow looked like it sucked. But Olejejuk? Oh, I heard Anik say it. Olejejuk, yeah, I think he's doing the same thing I'm doing on this one, which is just a lot of good faith and just committing to whatever it is. That's what's up. I mean, DC's talking about the wrestling, but do these guys look like they're even trying to wrestle at this point? It's an even round, 13-13. I would appreciate if they actually do updated stats even as they're going. Nice high kick there. It's blocked by Bukakis. Bukakis now pressing forward again. Misses with the right hand, but he's kind of connecting just enough. And Olejejik is actually blocking a number of these shots. I just wonder how long he could keep it up because, ooh, nice shot to the breadbasket again. Well done. Who do you think won that one? Do you think that last little flurry that we were seeing there was good enough? Or are you in a weird middle ground of, I hope both fighters just had fun? It's a good time to remind you guys. If you give us a like and a share, we give you a toast just like we do those fighters who get finishes within regulation. It's a very simple rule. We try to do it so that we can interact with you guys, so that you can be the heroes that we cheer along on these fight nights with. I think it's a pretty nice thing to do. I enjoy doing it, and I'm happy to make cheers for each individual one of yous, wherever you may be. Because sometimes we get some random ass people who tune in on this thing, especially when I look at like the analytics a little bit later, and I like go back down and I go, who's listening to us from this place? That seems wild. And especially tonight, we're almost assured to get people who are tuning in who will have zero fight knowledge. So be prepared for the casuals, as I know this isn't necessarily a casual card, but always be prepared for them. And I'm sad to say that I believe this is the last pay-per-view that we will have our fight companion stream on Periscope. I don't know what that means, but we've had a number of people actually watch this shit on Periscope. And that shit always surprises me because I'm like, who is? Oh, people who can't find a free version of the fight. Yeah, that's where we get them. I mean, I'll take you anywhere you show up, so I don't really care how you do. Third round, I'm at 430 in the light heavies round here. I think it's just going to be I mean, it could be a very close fight if we're being honest. That second round might be a little bit of a wild card. It could have evened it out 1-1. There could have been the late flurry by Bukakis. But I think that Olejnik, he's shown he's got a little bit of strategies implemented in the second round that I like a little bit better. Of course, we're still about, what, an hour away from the big card. Woo! Yeah, I like looking at Olejnik and how he continues to block so many of these shots. Like, I know that Bukakis is very solid with his striking. Nice little touch on the chin there by Olejnik. Oof. Beautiful uppercut. I can't really get a good look at what Bukakis has on the chest region for a tattoo. But it does look like he has the Tapatio lady on the side of his body. So that's a really nice tribute. I mean, if you're going to have tattoos put on your body and you're going to be seen in the UFC, it's really important. And if you love Tapatio and maybe you want to get a sponsorship, put the Tapatio lady there. I think it's a nice thing to do. And there's the wrestling. Took a while, but we are getting there. Anyway, friends, I am enjoying this. I see that we have a few friends. I see Christopher James Velez gave us a share a few minutes ago. We'll give you a toast in a little bit. But if you want to be joined in the toasting of one Christopher James Velez and you want one of your own, it's pretty simple. All you have to do, like and share this thing. We're pretty simple. Or you can give us a subscription over on our YouTube page if you're new there, or if you want to put something in your Instagram, you can say that you're tagging us and say go watch along with us. All of those things are all good and whatnot. All right, friends. Well, I've gotten word Dan Hewler is unable to make it here tonight. Not a big deal. He did give us his analysis, and I will make sure due props he is deserved. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and call up the powers of the Megazord so that we can get together and start watching with our friends over on the Instagrams. So that means we're about to open this to a host of other crazy casuals and longtime friends of the show, all in one giant swoop. So get ready, kids. We still have 2 more fights on the preliminary card, and then we go to the main card. We're going to be here all night. We have no other plans, honestly. We're going to beast our way through this thing. And we're glad that you're here. Like, legitimately, it's a lot of fun to do these things. So, let's all get together, enjoy the time that we have, and get through this thing called life, kids. Good uppercut. I think that old Olejnik might have kind of sort of rocked Bukakis just a little bit. Bukakis is walking funny here, man. That's going to be significant. Good idea for a takedown, but bro, if you want to continue working on that body, I think you might get some reaction here because Bukakis was kind of wincing on that. Yeah, look at how that left arm from Bukakis is he kind of keeps it real close to those rib sections. But now Bukakis understands he is under pressure and he's letting it all go. And he is fighting with everything he's got. There's only 6 seconds left. And you are seeing Oljejik try to target the stomach area. And you will see, oof, both gents raising their hands. All right, that warmed up. That got to be a little bit better than it was supposed to. But good for them. Also, big shout out to, good Lord. Let me see here. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's really cool. I'll give you this. So the guy who puts together the PWN organization that we were talking about that my friend Brady ended up winning, he already made sure to pay his opponent, or I'm sorry, pay his athlete. So Brady has already been paid his winnings almost seconds after that. And if you've been to any of these things, it doesn't always happen here, kids. So it is kind of nice to see Andrew Alexander doing some good work. He still sucks as a human being, I will say that about him. But it is very nice to see that. What do you want me to cheer? You know what? I know what I'm cheersing you about today, Christopher James Les. I already kind of previewed it. But I'll make sure to do the real version here in just a second. Asked to just say thank you and we appreciate you, my friend. I never forget these things. And since we get to do a toast, because we don't get to do one with whatever the hell was just happening in this fight, even though it got fun, there are no knockouts and they go to decision, which is our cue to immediately go straight into cheersing our fans. All right, here we go. Actually, you know what, Christopher? I'm going to hold on you because I'm going to make sure the people on Instagram also get to hear this cheers to you. I want that to be one of the first things that people see and hear off of this thing. But good Lord. All right. About to put this up here. I want to go ahead and make sure we give a nice live introduction. Uh-oh. We're at a split decision here, kids. Eek. Even he's saying Bukakas. Like, it doesn't sound great. Yeah, he came back to rallying that. Good for him, dude. That's pretty dope. Oof. And yeah. I think they're talking about the forward pressure and whatnot. All right, that's cool. All right, UFC 260 prelims. I mean, Joe seems almost a little perplexed, and I kind of understand and get where there is some middle ground. And Joe is now starting to articulate in his Joe Rogan way how he's not 100% pleased with it, but we'll all live. This is great. Okay. So let me just double check here that we are all set to go. We're going to go to our Instagram friends. We're going to include them. This is just a great day. Like I said, I enjoy seeing y'all join us on a fun, festive day. And here we go. We're about to go live over on our Instagrams. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza. If you give us a like and a share or tell people to join us on your Instagram, we will give you a cheers just like we do those fighters who get finishes within regulation. And I got to tell you, there is a fight tonight that we are very excited for. I won't tell you which. You got to stick around and find out which one it is. But I will tell you, one of the first things that we're going to do on this show here today is we're going to give some props to our good friend, Christopher James Velez. Christopher James Velez is somebody who showed up late, apologized, but he had good reason to be late to our broadcast here today as a fan, a lifelong fan of Verbal Tap. He's informing us, like all good people do, that he was late because he was getting promoted to brown belt. So this cheers goes on out to you, pal. Christopher James Velez, no apology needed, no explanation needed, but I'm kind of glad that you actually told us. Cheers to you, friend. You deserve that. You're a good person. And Mazel tov. That's what I got for you. That's the drink that we got here today. Look at that. Mazel tov, bitches. You can't see it because it's backwards, but you guys can see it. So, whamam. So if you're looking to get one of those toasts, it's pretty simple. Give us a like and a share over on your Facebook. Give us a tag on your Instagram stories with a snapshot that says, come join us for the UFC 260 prelims and watch along on our fight companion. Or give us a subscription at Grappling Hour on our YouTube. 3 ways. Really simple to get cheers. And we do them for every fighter that gets a finish within regulation, which tonight I don't think has been anybody yet. Let's find out. We came in a little late ourselves. I was training earlier today, so unfortunately, ref has to get one. We did have a finish. Marc-Andre Barricou. Or, I'm sorry, Marc-Andre Barriault, who defeated Abu Azitar. Again, not the best day for pronouncing names for Rafa Esparza. Doing my damnedest to do it, but it is it's kind of a hard day. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me know what you're thinking, feeling. Do you have hopes, dreams, aspirations that aren't coming true? I'll take any topic that you got and we'll riff on it since we got a few minutes before the next fight, which BT Dubs is going to be Jared Gooden versus Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov. Kind of stuck the landing toward the end. But yes, Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov is coming up next. He was joined yesterday by Khabib on the scales when he was weighing in, and that was a nice little show of support. You know, Khabib, the personality, is going to be an interesting thing to watch because when he was fighting, he really wasn't doing any of this stuff. So it looks like he's just continuing to build his own fight team, work with the teammates that he wants to. So it's going to be interesting to see him make some rando appearances here and there. But I'm for it, man. I mean, he seems like he's having a good time, and happy retirement to him. Official retirement, by the way, because he wasn't officially retired by the UFC, even though the rest of us were like, he retired. We know. Which is absolute nonsense. I love when they say things on the UFC like, I don't know, he might be retired. Fool, he retired. Like, for real, you think he's not retired, Dana? Listen to what he says, know what he is about, and then you can figure that shit out. I want to give some shout outs to some folks who have already given us some likes. Those folks include Ryan McFarlane, Jordan Jitsu, and Joffrey Wakeling. Thank you so much. All you have to do is give us a share, and then we're going to give you a toast on air. That's it. That's as easy as we make this thing. So appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We love it. We'll take any form of positive interaction that you can give. What's up, Video Cadet? And we about to do some fun nonsense all night long. And we got way more fights coming up. But we are returning now back inside the cage. And we're going to get some more information about these fighters in just a second. But I should remind you, it did appear yesterday that Gooden almost didn't make weight. I think he had to go back and drop the necessary pound to get him to 171. He did it on his second try. So in a week where we did lose some fights, that was a little concerning. But game on is, as they say, in different sports, you know. So let's go ahead and give us a share over on our news feed. Let's remind people to join along with us. We doing some UFC 260 fight companion nonsense. Join in. Ta-da. It is great having y'all here today. I'm having a great day. This has been so pleasant to be able to go out and train, to go out and do what feels like normal things. We're starting, I hope, to get back to normalcy. It would be nice. I understand. I hope everybody's still playing safe otherwise, but I will tell you, I've missed training with people. Got to do a little boxing this morning, and then I even was able to do Oh, good lord. I have been given a submission for this year's WWE BJJ week, which by the way is a good time to remind you guys. All submissions for WWE BJJ week are due next Saturday. So make sure to get them in, work with your team. What's up, Sven? I would suggest maybe if you're like Sven and have a gym of your own, it's a good time to come up with a WWE BJJ week submission. What's a WWE BJJ week submission? You can teach a move, you can have a match, you can cut a promo, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. I always tell people to do the stuff you wish you can do in jiu-jitsu if you just didn't have to care about what people thought or felt. So you can say things about your opponents. You can make fun of what's happening. You know, I have a personal wish. I actually hope that someone this week, and I'm putting it out there, does a take on the Ben Askren, whatever Paul brother nonsense, because there's been nothing that I think has done the reverse boner equivalent of buying that pay-per-view quite like the Paul brother looking at Ben Askren, not knowing what to do, and then just kind of like hitting him in the stomach. Like he looked at them and then said, like, I don't fight. I don't know what to do. And I think that they have some sort of weird contractual what they can do and not do because they're both playing to their douchebag like fan bases. And I think there was a moment where Paul earlier in the day was kind of antagonizing Ben Askren, who looked like he was falling asleep, because that's very interesting to do. He comes in, does some sort of weird chant at him, and then like walks away. And I just thought, this is so stupid. Like, why is this a thing that like people are interested in? And then when they get to the like stare off that they do, it looked like Logan kind of wanted to swing at him and then didn't know what to do. And I think it's probably because they have some sort of things that they can get away with and some things that they cannot. So the fact that he's looking at him and going like, oh, am I supposed to punch you in the face? Like, dude, what's the script? I don't know what we're supposed to. This is new to me. And meanwhile, you're looking over at Askren. Oh, we have an eye poke. Don't worry. We have time to talk here, people. You thought that I was just making up shit to fill time. No, yet another eye poke because the fight gods hate us. Gooden looks like he's good and ready to go. I'm proud of that. Not even a dad. I'll do dad jokes. I don't give a fuck. We have fucking 5 hours to fill. What's up, Isaiah? Anyway, but yeah, I think he just looked like staggered. Like, how do we do? Like, bro, Ben, I don't remember the script. What do I need to do? And then when he just does like a one quick little upchuck to the little side of Ben's belly, which by the way is a sizable target. Let's be very clear. If you're looking for body targets, Ben Askren's stomach, not a bad place to hit. So just saying. Oh shit! Nurmagomedov starting to rock with a kick to the body. One Jared Gooden, who looked like he was not feeling good. I don't understand the approach to keep your hands down for this long if you are not an Anderson Silva, or you also just got kicked to the body, so it proves that people can find their way in. But okay, let's see how this plays out for him. What the fuck do I know? It's just a choice. Oh, look, Nurmagomedov is going to try and wrestle somebody. Who knew that was going to come into play? You said that your stream froze. Are you talking about this stream or the fight stream? Because I'll walk you through it if I can. So, just saying. Good Lord, indeed. So pleased to see my buddy Brady winning another tournament. I know we talked about it earlier, but that shit just got me so hype in a car, watching it, seeing him win. You know, it's funny. He was like, dude, are you going to come out to Washington? Like, would love to have you come up with me, or Oregon, same thing. And he goes, yeah. And I was like, bro, I'm going to be on a show. I can't make it out. So I sent him a note. It was like, hey man, congrats. Good luck to you. I hope everything works well. Yesterday. And he just goes, yeah, I wish you guys were here. And I was like, bro, like, cut the shit. You're probably going to win anyway. Like, you'll be fine. And lo and behold, he won. So just saying. This is a very weird ass fight. Like, let's just be real. Eye poke aside, Gooden's keeping his hands down. He wants to come in with some power shots. Nurmagomedov has landed a good body kick, which was probably the most significant strike in the fight thus far in. Gooden does not care about keeping his hands up. You know, the weight cut was not 100% great for Gooden as well. So that tells you one story in terms of, okay, bro, you're being light on your feet, but we know that your body probably doesn't feel super great. That's an interesting entry to getting a jab. That's a weird ass kick to the side of the leg, and then just kind of like a can I jab you here? That'd be I'm gonna punch you here. Is that cool? All right, whatevs. Isaiah, are you gonna submit something for WWE BJJ week? It's the world's biggest week in jiu-jitsu sports entertainment. I can't imagine you wouldn't submit something. Then again, you don't submit anybody, so it is hard to figure out which one's which. Oh! And it says, Gooden has a Houston Alexander buddy. He looks like a big old fetus. Well, okay. Welcome to the show, Adam Woods. I guess, first off, and I should probably put your comment up here so people don't think I just invented that. Yes, he does give me Houston Alexander vibes, just in terms of body, and I guess the fact that he's black, so sure. Two, it's been a while since somebody's mentioned a Houston Alexander, especially in a fight context. What's up, Nate Dusnogi? Were you at that tournament thing? Were you at the PNW? Please tell me you were. Please tell me it was a great event. Would love to hear it. I just imagine all of you guys who go up north, you all have to go to that and you all have to work it or whatever. But I would love to get your take in the comment section on if it was dope. Did you enjoy it? Tell me things. I am very interested in knowing. I also want to read off, I think I haven't even looked at Dan's picks for this week. Dan was telling us earlier to bet on Azutar, and that didn't work. But he also said to bet on Charant, Woodley, and Nagano. We'll go over those in a minute. Nah, you're in Vegas. Okay, I got you, bro. Can't ever know for certain. You also were a game competitor, so it's hard for me to 100% say those things with certainty, but I'm glad to hear it. It says Brady and Paul killed it. I heard Brady was motherfucking killing it. So proud of that kid. And to commemorate it, next time I roll with him, I'm going to fuck him up, though. I feel like that's what I got to do. Plus, it's WWE BJJ week, and he knows that's probably the week to stay away from me. Because I will have no mercy. I'm like, dude, you won some bullshit, but you didn't beat me. That's actually a great routine. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. The week is still early. I mean, Gooden really wants to show us he's got good movement here. And I don't love it. He's kind of doing that pattern of movement. I need to take this comment off about him looking like a big old fetus. That's doing too much. I just feel like Gooden is in that stuck video game character where they only move in a certain pattern. And then after a certain while, you start to see that pattern and you go, okay, I'm kind of figuring this out, dude. Like, I know you're supposed to be a bad boss at the end of the level, but you keep going in a triangle followed by a square. So if I just time you out, I think I'm okay. What's up, K-Brads? I did just get your submission. I haven't looked at it yet. I will, but in due time. I'm very pleased to see that you are submitting something for this year's WWE BJJ week. Not gonna lie, I am expecting emails from work. So when I got an email, I was like, please don't be, oh, it's just Kevin Bradley. Nah, it's fine. Ew, what is this? I need permission to view your thing? Like, what the fuck is this? God damn it, Kevin. 3 minutes left to go in this fight. Nurmagomedov connecting. What's up, Luke Fletcher 4? I don't know why you're not Luke Fletcher 3, 2, or 1, but welcome the 4th Luke Fletcher. Is that like a family thing? Or are there like 3 or 4 other ones? Are you like a junior? Or I don't know. Luke Fletcher, you sent in a request to be live in our video. I cannot take that, unfortunately, because we are streaming to multiple destinations, not just this one, but thank you very much for the offer. And Nurmagomedov is starting to figure out the boss pattern here. Just chasing him down at this point. 2:25 left to go. He's connecting nicely. Gooden seems to find his way out of it. Nurmagomedov looking composed enough to know not to chase him like an idiot. Switches stance is starting to come up bit by bit. Gets in a kick. I think he probably wants to still target that body. because that has proved successful for him in the past. But you are seeing Nurmagomedov spread out the attacks here, stay nice on the lights. And it says, okay, I was going to ask you your thoughts on Sugar Sean and Stipe and Francis. Well, just type in your questions. I'll take them right here. I'm happy to go and answer those questions. Okay, on the way. What's up, Chino? How you doing, fam? You know what was really nice, Chino? I'm going to tell you this. I got a nice little note from my Whoop app, which is this, and it told me that a certain somebody used my promo code to use for the trial of Whoop. And I got to tell you, I'm glad you're here. I will tell you this. I know that you have said in the past, you just magically were at the top of the Whoop group that we have for Verbal Tap. But, you know, there's a funny story here. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you a little funny story. I am just a host. I'm not anything special. I'm not anything super good at jiu-jitsu or anything like that. But if we look at this week's rankings right now, you might notice that you were bragging about how good you were. But why am I beating you as just a host? I'm not you. Look at this. Rafa Esparza, 20.6 today out of 21. Jose Rangel, aka Chino, 17.2. Suck it. Suck it hard. Suck it forever. Just know I am better than you today. And it's only when I'm able to train because I am out here living the good life, working my ass off. Don't tell me here come the excuses. I'm beating you right now. For as all of these people are concerned, I am the best at this and you are beneath me. So that's all I'm saying. You're garbage. I am great. End of story. Also, Chino, you better have a good WWE BJJ Week submission, if I'm being honest. I'm just saying. So, you were going to ask me my thoughts on Sugar Sean. Luke Fletcher, do you have like a specific question here? Do you just want to know my general thoughts? I'm happy to go ahead and describe either one of those. It's not a problem for me. Clearly, I enjoy talking, so this is not a problem either way. Also, have a lot of questions. I have questions! Yay! Thank you, Luke. You're doing the best on this. I think this is the first time we've ever had questions on this side. We normally get them on this side, on the main broadcast over on the Grappling Hour properties. So here's the question. It says, do you think Sugar Sean wins in first round by TKO? That's a good question. I'd like to see it. I will tell you this. I didn't like the way that Alameda looked on that scale yesterday. I actually thought he hasn't accepted the loss. We'll get to that in a second. I actually thought, I didn't love the way Alameda looked. I don't know that I see a first round knockout. And call me crazy here, but I think that Sugar Sean is somebody who may need to warm back into a fight considering where he's been. So we'll have to see where that goes. But I wouldn't predict a first round. If you want to come back and mock me and he does get a first round, please do. I'm just saying I think my early inclination is no. But here's the good news. You gave me a second question, and we're going to address that right now. Do you think Stipe wins if he makes it out of the first 2 rounds? Yes. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a weird ledge right now and just say I think Stipe is going to win. I think Stipe has some tricks when they talk about the improvements that Francis Ngannou has made. You just are so pressed to think, is he going to have wrestling? Probably not. I seen him ankle pick a kid. That's good. Good for him on that. I don't know that that's going to be easy to do to Stipe. So we're really looking for knockout power. And if we're talking about anything after a second round, 100% it should go to Stipe. So them's just my thoughts on that one. I'm pulling for him, man. You know, this is a dude who's not really been in with enough respect, I think. We don't put enough respect on that man's name. Let's just be honest. And it says here, I want Francis to fight Sugar Sean. Thank you, Adam. I don't hate that as well. I would like to see Sugar Sean actually, you know what? The more I think about it, Sugar Sean is actually the right person who probably should have fought a Paul brother. Like, they're of that weird, I don't really wrap my hands around anything they do well. They clearly have fan bases. And unlike the Paul brothers, I have defended Sugar Sean in only the sense of that, like, the dude believes he should win, but the fact that he is not accepting it as a loss is still pretty hilarious. Like, that has been good fodder for us in the meme community. So great questions, Luke. Who knew you guys could submit questions over in our little grab bag here? Oh, look at this. It says, do you know who Dustin Ortiz is? He used to be in the UFC and he was decent. The name sounds familiar. Let's do some quick lookups. What's up, Justin Man? Or Maine? It says, I'm just not a fan of him saying that he's still undefeated. I'll be really real with you guys. If I lost to any of you in jiu-jitsu, I would probably still say something very similar to that. I'd do the bullshit dance of like, I have so much respect for my opponent. You know, they just really put it on me. But in my head, they wouldn't beat me 9 times out of 10. That was the one time. In my head, I am undefeated. I mean, I would just say that shit because I think it's dumb and funny, not because I actually mean it. I think this week we did an over-under Kevin with Joe Selecki, who is going to be fighting Jim Miller, BT Dubs, on April 10th. Very, very cool of him to stop by our show and play our silly over-under game where we bet pick on all these fights for UFC 260. And Selecki had to be the one to remind us, because I guess I just deleted it from my memory, that Sugar Sean was like, heroin is really only a problem for losers. And I remember thinking, oh shit, I deleted that from my memory. Like, I remember it being a thing, but who the fuck says heroin is only a problem for losers? Like, yeah, okay, dude, for sure. If you just do heroin recreationally and you know how to control yourself, heroin, A+. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It says, okay, but coming from you, it's funny. Coming from a pro fighter, it's not. I don't know that I would be different. I don't know how I would be as a pro fighter. I think that's the beautiful part about the WWE BJJ stuff, is that it does allow me to play with the thought of being kind of a douchebag. And instead of being hated in that realm, I tend to get the most likes on videos where I'm an absolute evil asshole in that context. So I'd like to hope that I would be that way, but I would also probably be really deadly serious. Because when I do real sports, like when I'm not even like goofing around and rolling with my friends, Sven will tell you, I am very much in the mold of I'm pretty quiet. If I really like you and I think that you're cool to train with, it will take a lot from me, but I will occasionally talk trash. Just to like my really good friends. It takes a lot. And it says, even McGregor didn't don that. I think you mean even McGregor didn't do that, but I like this a lot better because it sounds like some weird hick language. Even McGregor didn't do that. Agree. Well said. This is great. I love these questions. I wish I could put them on the main broadcast stream. And it says UFC 1 rules. It says, I want Alistair Overeem to fight Sugar Sean in his retirement fight. And that's what you're saying. UFC 1 rules. Okay. That's pretty good. Even McGregor retire Chino. It says, what do you think Joseph Benavidez needs to do next? Don't get ahead of me here, people. I see people are already starting with retire. I'll do you one better. I think he needs to enjoy the lovely, relaxed life he should have with one Megan Levy. That's the Kush life. That man deserves it. He seems, by all intents and purposes, like a wonderfully nice human being. I've heard nothing but great things from other fighters. And even in the meme community, which could usually be a shitty community, they tend to rally behind him. They tend to really feel he's there. You mentioned you don't think he needs to retire. I'm with you on that. But Sven does bring up something here, which is get a win over a bum, then retire. Do you know how hard it is to tell a fighter when the appropriate time is to retire? The thing that concerns me for Benavidez. The thing that concerns me for Benavidez is this. That last fight left me very concerned that he didn't have the hands he needed to win. He didn't have the takedowns he needed to win. When you take away some of his best weapons from like years past, and then you expect him to go out there and find a way to win, it's asking a lot of somebody. So I think he still could fight. I think he could still have some engaging, solid, fun fights to watch. I don't know that there are people in the current division who do much more for him other than feed him to the lions just so that they can make a name for himself. And that's the shit that makes me sad. So that's hopefully an understandable comment that puts us in the realm. Let me see here. We're at a Q&A. PFL? Sure. Why not? I don't know how I just did this. I literally just pulled up. There we go. I have more questions here. I'll go ahead and get to this. We did just answer that one, so I'll mark that one off. We'll go to this next one. I'm all about PFL. It says, what do you about George and Jake? Or Jorge Masvidal and Jake? If you're asking what do I think of it, I hate Ben Askren. I hate the Paul brothers. This whole thing needs to die. But instead it's going to happen because the world is shitty. Jorge coming in to try and give some shit to Ben Askren is funny to me, so I don't dislike that. But doing it with the Paul brother is a weird, special kind of, who am I having allegiance to on this? All of these feel gross by comparison. If we're just being honest, like all of these options seem terrible. I would say from a shit-talking perspective, needing to get someone on FaceTime during a press conference and be like, yo, do you know who I have on the phone? No. On FaceTime right now, I've got the guy who knocked you out, which I might not. That doesn't sound super exciting. Or needing backup to be like, yo, the guy who's way better at talking trash than me, who is also trash, is now on this FaceTime. Would you like to talk to him? No, not really. Well, okay then. That really didn't serve any purpose. I guess we just did that for no reason. That's kind of... Don't say Team Ben. I talked with somebody today, literally when I was training. They came up to me and they said, because they follow my page and they're friends and they're fans, and they go, hey, take it easy on my boy, Ben Askren. And I said, why? He goes, he's representing all of us. And I said, don't you put that on us. Do not put that on us. Ben represents absolutely zero about mixed martial arts. He is the other equation on a freak show that is unnecessary. Because are you putting all of your faith in Ben Askren and his hands? No, do not. Because here's what happens. There are two possible scenarios that seem likely to happen. One, the Paul brother wins and all of us feel shame in the sport of boxing, which, by the way, is kind of like a brother to us here in grappling and in striking. But I take the point. It would make it look like it's not a legitimate thing. Our answer, haha, Ben Askren sucks at boxing. It doesn't matter. Good try. Pick a real fighter next time. Scenario 2. People seem to be on this idea of, oh, you know what? If Ben Askren ends up doing this and beating that Paul brother, we will forgive him and totally forget the knockout from Jorge Masvidal. False. We should never forget that because he deserved it. And you know what? It was a great moment in time. We all love that clip. He occasionally gets some more SEO traffic by being like, oh, that sucks. Because people go, he's being funny. And I go, no, he's not. He's saying the least possible dumb thing. And that doesn't make it fun by default. It just means like, oh, God, you know what? Go away, Ben Askren. Whatever. That's just my opinion. Anyway. What's up, Don Stoner? I know everyone in the comments switching to Team Usman because Masvidal did that. I don't really mind Usman, and Masvidal has his own issues, and I do not always enjoy him. I think he's at base a giant idiot as well, but he's less of an idiot and more entertaining than Ben Askren. What does get a little annoying is watching Jorge Masvidal tweet out things that are like the resurrection at the end of every fucking post that he does. Because I'm always like, bro, we get it. Like, come up with a new riff. You know what I mean? That's why singers, whenever they have their song that gets played over and over again, you go, you know what? TLC, I love you, but in 1995, we're good on waterfalls. You know, like no more waterfalls for a year. And then when it comes on, we say, oh, TLC's the shit. Good for you. I love that song. That's great. I just couldn't do it in 95. We were done. It says, sorry for the typo. My phone was glitching. Don't ever apologize for typos. I appreciate that, my man. Lesser of all the evils involved. No, they're both evil and stupid. Be very clear. They are both equally stupid and evil. One just happens to have some respect for being a champion of a series of fights that none of us watched, and then coming to the UFC to make a paycheck and mostly suck during that run. It says, definitely doesn't rep me or my guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Creep. Creep's the fucking shit. I love fucking Creep. Creep never really made me there. I always enjoyed Creep. That's my jam. I will give them that shit. It just says, what do you think about Jorge getting another shot? What else is fucking Usman gonna do? We're in a weird phase where he's faced enough of those opponents. There's no real justification in the sense that he put up a good fight on that day. I know a lot of people are saying that, yes, he did a quick turnaround on that fight. He didn't have a full fight camp. He was 100% training for that fight. Like, he knew something might happen. He was staying ready for it. We have multiple accounts and notes for it. By the way, Alonzo Menafield and Fabio Charant, who earlier, our good friend Dan Hubler told us to bet on Charant on that one. So just saying that one. But Masvidal versus Usman. What else are we going to do? Why not? We need fights that are going to entertain the masses and keep them motivated. And to his credit, Masvidal didn't get finished. And when you think about the division and the weird realm it's in, especially when they say, well, Cody should get a reshot back because that fight was fire. Cody got finished. Masvidal didn't. For whatever reason, if that's the one you're going to go on, fine. Have it. It sounds like it'll be a fun build-up. Masvidal's going to run with that. I wasn't ready. It's very funny when you get the Kevin Hart to yourself. He wasn't ready. No. Who's he? Me. He wasn't ready. No. Like, that's funny. And Masvidal can do that, and it will sell it well. On the other side, you have one good fighter in Usman who's like, you know what? You guys keep fucking saying shit about me like I'm not good. I'm good. I already beat this guy. And here's what happens. Just imagine this, though, for a split second. If Masvidal wins, that division is even further weird as fuck. Now, let's talk a little bit about this fight right now. Because Menafield was pushing straight into Charant. And Charant is already working on a guillotine from this position. And there is the potential for a takedown to happen. Ooh, he dumps him the opposite way with ease. That was beautiful to look at. I wish I could do that. Sven, teach me how to do that. Let me see some notes here. It says, what's up, Bobby? It says, what are you doing, man? I'm watching ESPN's Plus's coverage of the prelims for UFC 260. And it says, I walked late into that one. No choke. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no choke there. We're good on that. You guys are more than welcome to ask questions in the question section. Totally happy to hear what things that are going through your heads. Luke Fletcher is being a beast right now. I am enjoying all of these questions. What do you think about TJ Dillashaw coming back? Oh, we're talking about a Von Flue. Yeah, it's possible. That weird, like, not really respecting the choke. It does tap! Holy shit! Yo! That was great. Fun story. So when I once was kind of messing around and I was trying to beat up Sven after class one day, I literally went to like just play around and take him out. And that motherfucker put me in a Von Flue choke. And I was so mad. I was legit, like, I'm pretty sure I have footage of it somewhere. But I was like, I don't mind losing to any choke. Like, I don't mind getting tapped anything. But if on flute, when I'm messing around and I should have the advantage because I'm doing the sneak attack, it should really, like, of all moves, not that one. So that was really fucking annoying. It says, what a lat it is. Oh, we're talking about what kind of lat he's got. I mean, dude, that's a beautiful dump. And credit to him for knowing the position. And that if you're going to say that right there, Von Flu, I see it happening right there. Yes, we'll get to your question. I'm going to come back to this, Luke. Sorry. There was a lot of really amazing things. Sven, yes, you did call it, but I'm over you. We've already talked about why you're good at this and why I hate it. All right. What do you think about TJ Dillashaw coming back? Sure. Why not? I would tell you, though, I'm not sure what Dillashaw is going to look like off the juice. Like, this is going to be strange to see him, because I will tell you this. The TJ Dillashaw of old never had a stomach like mine. But the TJ Dillashaw of now, it's got a little gut, little pad over here. We've all seen those photos. That dude looked cut AF. Good for him. He is a monster and super good at fighting. I will be interesting to see what his fight IQ is able to do just with what his training is and what he knows his body is capable of. But losing that time is going to be significantly a thing. If he comes back and makes short work, you know, it could be cool. But he's fighting Sandhagen, if I'm not correct, right? Like, that's a good fight. I like that one a lot. Do you think Hazmat could be the next Khabib? Yes, that is what people are hoping he will be. That is why he does the one note of smish. I will smish you. Say the line, Bart. I will smish. Like, there's a weird thing that's happened where you see the blueprint, you just keep doing it, and then you say, like, am I Khabib? Nah, smish. So he doesn't really, like, when he was retiring, I just kind of said, dude, you've had some fun knockouts, and I guess you're entertaining to watch in that respect. But the personality, I don't really care. Like, whatever. Other people very easily entranced by it, but he's definitely a very good fighter. And I thought, dude, he might be coming back too soon. I know they talked about him being emotional, but he got that COVID shit bad, man. And you don't hear as many cases about that, especially in our fight game where people seem to be invincible and nobody really thinks it will affect them. So obviously we hope he's going to be okay. It would be great to see him come back and do some amazing shit. I'm pulling for him to have a good return. I think that he is an interesting fighter, but I don't really want another Khabib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want people to be themselves. And I think that's what made Khabib interesting, is like, you really didn't see another guy like him. He was very much the only guy who just kind of goes like, if jiu-jitsu was, or sambo was easy, it'd call jiu-jitsu, that sort of thing. That's good. You said you're talking about Khabib. Yes, we got a question about Khabib. Now we're moving on to another question, though. The question is, who do you think Cody should call out if he wins his next fight? I'm gonna find that one. I thought that Cody was talking about somebody that he wants to fight next fight. Let's find that one out. Isn't he fighting Rob Font on a Saturday? I'm looking this up. Let's just be very clear. Yeah, he's fighting Rob Font. So you're saying if he wins that fight, who should he fight next? I'm not against him and TJ. That'd be fun. It's always weird when they're on these like skids where you go, yeah, Cody's kind of interesting because he's sometimes super amazing and then super goonish. His last win was back in summer of 2020. I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go and give you a summarization. And Joe Rogan's asking, what does it feel like to come back from losing and having a rough start to your UFC career? And his question to Alonzo Menifield is received by a nice response that just says, I want to give props to my wife. Oh, yikes. He's like, my mom's hasn't even shown me as much love as my wife. That's not going to go well in the household. Just like knowing how moms work, not the shit. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I mean, I guess it's gonna depend on what's happening to everybody else in that division. Because last I checked, let's look at this. Rafael Sanso, that's who he had the knockout over. Then he had losses to Pedro Munoz, T.J. Dillashaw. Sure, Dominic Cruz might be a fun one to just run back. Because why the fuck not? Even though Dominic Cruz has no business being there, I think we just need to give him some random ass person just so that he could beat him, and then go from there. I don't know. Do you have somebody that you'd really like to see him fight? Because I think I kind of have to see what the next fight with Font looks like before I really want to see him fight anybody else. That's my note on that one. Oh, Joe is getting the information. He had to like go back over and be like, fact check. How many people have gone to Von Flute? It says, what round does Woodley give up? Oh no, that's rude. That's mean. Probably the third. Next question. And it says, oh god, there's another Tyrone Woodley question. Does Tyrone Woodley beat someone's ass tonight? Because he hasn't since his release of I Beat Your Ass. Yes, we've noted that one. Yes, he probably, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about his chances. I'd like to see some respect put back on the champ's name. That would be nice. All right, well, look, this is a fancy new feature that I enjoy. I love the fact that y'all are asking questions. We are going to take a momentary pause in a few seconds, and then we're going to come back for the main broadcast. So here's a simple thing to do. We need to do a cheers, and we're going to do that right now for one Alonzo Menafield. So he got a finish, the Von Flute choke. This cheers goes on out to him. Everybody, this cheers goes on out to one Alonzo Menafield. Alonzo, big congratulations. You're one of 4 people, according to Joe Rogan, asking somebody else. So according to like 4 people. To get a Von Flute choke is incredibly difficult, but you did it with class. You did it with ease. And dude, I gotta say, that was pretty badass to see. From the takedown to knowing the ring positioning, the octagon positioning, to getting that finish. Cheers to you, my man. Also, if I were to say this though, maybe, just maybe, don't ever put your wife in relation to your moms, because I do feel that will come up with some issues with the moms in the future. I'm just saying, not the smartest of ways to go, but you do you. Second cheers for you. All right, we did the cheers for Chris Valdez a little bit earlier. If you guys ever want a cheers when we come back after our break, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is give us a like and a share on Facebook. Give us a subscription over on YouTube, or, and this is a simple one, give us a screenshot and put that and tag us on your Instagram stories and tell people to come watch our simulcast that we're doing over here. 3 easy ways to go and show us some love. They're very simple. We always love and appreciate you guys coming out, watching it with us. And we're going to take a little break, but we're going to be back on the Verbal Tap channel all night long. We're also going to come back on all of the main Grappling Hour properties. I'm talking Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, all of those. Although this is the last time for Periscope, apparently. I think it just switches to Twitter at this point. Either way, thank you for watching. We'll be back in about 20 minutes or so. Take a little bit of a break. We'll see you guys in a little bit, and come back with more questions, because I really do love this on Instagram. And that includes you guys on the main broadcast as well. Any questions, you know I'm happy to answer them. And I'm excited for our main event. So that's what I got for you guys. See you in a little bit.